Hi guys, good morning. Um, I'm here to just share a few minutes tips on how you can route the Behringer wing, the input-output channels, and get them to sound, to get to where you want them to be patched to. A lot of folks have asked me, have either had difficulty in getting the wing routed, both the input and output, and then getting the wing ready for multi-track. Okay, so within the short time, I'm going to just share with you some simple ways to get the board routed. Okay, so I have set the board basically in factory default. All right, and I have routed this mic I'm using to channel 12 here, where you can see the level meter here for you to be able to hear me. But I'm going to show you how I do it. Now, basically on the wing, to patch the inputs, let's deal with input first. It's simple. The first thing you do, probably I will zoom up on my screen. Okay, you can see the channels here. They are unlabeled. They are just in default mode. So the first thing I'll do is to be able to get the the board, okay, is to be able to get into the routing page. And to get that, let me just zoom on into the screen so that you can see for better view. Just give me a second. Let me just zoom my camera. Okay, oops. It's just an amateur video. And sorry for the resolution. It's a bit blur. Okay, I don't know what I can do about this, but let's see what we can do to improve the picture quality. Let me just. Okay, I hope we see. It's terrible right now. Forgive me. And let's see what we can do about that. Let's see what we can do about that. Okay. Okay. Sorry for that, but my network is terrible, so I'm having a bit of issue getting that. So this is our screen. The first thing you do um, is to come to the routing page, which is the fourth button from the top on the left side of your screen. You tap the routing page. It's going to take you to um, input routing section, all right? So what you do, there are three subsections there. You have channel here at the top corner. You have channel, you have sources, and you have output. Now, the channel section on the console, the physical channel layers on the console. The left side is meant for the channels, the input channels. I want to assign things to my channels on my mixing console. And how do I get there? The first place is your channel source, all right? The input channel source. Now, the right place, the right side of this screen is your source group. That is, where do I want to take these signals from and assign it to, all right, the console, all right? That's what I want to do. So where do I want to take the source from and place it onto the mixing console? Like I said, there are different sources. So you see here, it's source group. Let's say I want to pick my channel 1 from my local in, all right, which is the physical inputs, XLR inputs or XLR or a TS run quadro jacks input on the console in the front here. What you need to do, if I'm using the local in like I'm using on my mic, if you can see, you see the meter here, you can see the level here, and you can see the signal coming through. I want to assign this one to input 1 or input 2. So what I do is I select input 2 and come on unlock the signal and hit my local in 1. So basically, that's how you get the inputs corrected. You get that on the local out. For the, if you want to remove it, you just hit the X here, which is none, and that's off. You can see that it's off. If I want to assign this channel to, let's say I want to assign the channel to my stage box, all right? The Behringer Wing comes with three AES ports for 3 stage boxes. If you hit the source group, you see where you can take your source from onto the console. I can either pick local in, aux in, AES EBU. That's for another day. That's when you're using a ultra curve, all right, the AES port to send stereo signal to other devices. Or my oscillator, if I want to use a pink noise generator to tune my system in the house, then I have it. AES-A is for my first stage box. You can see we are connected to the stage box. AES-B, if it is connected to another stage box, then I will have the cable connected, Cat5e, shielded, connected to the second port and into the stage box. And then you will see it selected here, highlighted here as connected. The third, which is AES-C, the same thing goes for the 3. Then you have Stage Connect. There's a device for that where you have 24 channels coming in through a single XLR cable to send signal to your stage. All right. USB, this is where we have our USB source, okay, to pick inputs in from the USB to return to the console. So if I want to take a channel from the USB into the console, I can do that from here. All right. And then we have our W Live. W Live is to record through USB SIM card, memory card slots. It's to play back from the memory card slot. The USB record, that's from the output, is where I want to record multi-track into my card slots here. All right, then the USB player is it's this port here by the right. Here, if I want to record stereo, or rather play stereo from the flash drive, I can assign to any channel. Like you look down here, you can see this channel has been already by default selected to pick from the flash port. All right. The second port here is actually for the output when you are playing from a laptop or from a device that uses a USB cable coming into the console. You're going to get your signal from here. So that's for the USB. The bus, I want to pick from the bus. I want to also pick from my main. I want to pick from my matrix into the channel. I can do that. But you don't want to do that, okay? So we're going to focus on both our AES-A and our USB ports. Okay, so basically, I want to assign my channel 17 to 24 to my AES-A. All you need to do is to select the AES-A from the source group, and then 17, make sure the lock is, the signal sign for the lock is unlocked, and you select 1, you come to 2, you select 2, come to 3, select 3, or to make it faster, you can just hit this +1 auto button. What this does, it just makes you automatically select your channel. So if I come here, the next one, all I need to do is to continue. You get what I'm saying? And then my channels are evenly routed. That's been routed to the stage box. So once it's routed to the stage box and I send a signal from the stage box, I'm going to get the signal on my mixer channel from 17, okay, to 24. It has already been routed. That's one. Now, let's come to our source group. Source group is telling us basically what source do we want to take our signal from and how we monitor it. So I want to pick my signal from a local in 1. As I'm doing, you can see my level. I check it and know whether I want to assign this to a mono or a stereo or mid-side. You can select any of the two, but make sure if you're going for stereo or mid-side, your first channel has to be an odd channel like 1 and 2, 3 and 4. It cannot be 2 and 3. Now, your stereo link will not be activated. So basically, this just tells you where you are, where you have assigned it to, and that's it. The third, and then also for the source group, if you want to label your channel by default so that whenever you change the thing or whenever probably the board is in the factory mode or something, or you get to another gig, you don't need to start labeling or looking for where you've assigned it. All I need to do in this case, all I need to do is to hit the rename and type talk back. Talk back. So I have typed talk back and I say, okay. Now it has, you can see here, it shows me talk back. I can change the color. All I need to do, come to the color section and pick yellow. I can take an icon or, just to get my talk back in place. And I can pick, sorry for the picture quality anyway. So that's that. It's labeled, is ready to go. So I can see everything labeled here with the color. I picked yellow and all that. So technically, that's how you are able to improve on you're able to improve on your picture quality, or you get everything sorted as you should. For the source group, you label them, give them color. I can select from my AES, from my stage box, and select my channel on my stage box. So if you're going for another gig, you don't need to start looking at where do I put this? All you need to do, power on the system, connect to your stage box, and look at your stage box. It will tell you where you have already pre-assigned the channels. Okay, so that's it. For the USB, you can do the same thing to your multi-track, your USB sources, and label them, all right? Now, let's come to the third part. The third part is our output. Now, how do we assign to an output? That's to our means. Here we are in where I'm using a USB cable. So I assign my USB 1 and 2, all right, to my mean 1 and 2, okay, to get you this stereo for you to hear, because I'm using a USB cable. If I was using a sound card, all right, what I'll need to do is to pick from my local out, because I'm going to send from the local out on the sound card. I could pick from local out 1 and come to my mean. Let's say mean 1. Unlock, mean 1, and mean 2. Mean 1 left and mean 1 right. So if I plug any cable, XLR cable, into my local out 1 and 2, I'm going to get signal into my sound card. You get what I'm saying? If I use my aux out 5 and 6, all right, or whatever it is, I'm going to get signal into my sound card if I'm using a jack, TS1 jack, all right? So that's basically how it is for this. If you want to assign from the AES, let's say from your stage box here, okay, my stage box out 1 to my bus 1, all I need to do, select AESA in my output group, and then select 1, and my source group. All you need to do, come to your source group, go to the source group, the group that you want to assign or receive signal from, into your stage box. Say bus 1, and then I assign bus 1 left and bus 1 right, in the case of where I'm using stereo monitors on my stage, or I want a stereo mix on my stage. So what I do is, all I'll do is get to my bus 1 here, send on fader, unmute the channel, and send that signal into bus 1. And then when you look at bus 1, when you look at bus 1, you're already getting signal coming out. So basically, that's how it works. And so on and so forth with every other thing, all right? So basically, that's how you route the output. So for instance, now, if I want to route to my mean, if you have a 16-channel stage box and you want to route your mean, let's say our mean is 15, and I want to pick from my metrics. Now, this is the tricky part. If you want to assign your means to your metrics, so let's say our mean is 7 and 8, or let's say 23 and 24. All I need to do is to assign, you understand, the mean from this stage box to the metrics, all right? And that is metrics 1 and metrics 2. Metrics 1 left and right. Now, you have to do something else when you assign directly to a metrics. And what you need to do is to go to your mean, all right? Select mean 1. If you're taking your source from the mean 1, your metrics you want to take it from mean 1, come to your mean 1, all right? And then the lower section here on the mean 1, just tap it, all right? And then increase your metrics 1 and 2. So Once I increase my metric 1 and 2, you can see signal coming out from my metrics. If I come to my metrics here, you can see metric 1 already has signal coming out from it. Okay, so that's how you assign to your metrics. If I want to assign to my USB, let's say to my DAW, and I want to do a multi-track recording, it's simple. You stay in this section, this output section. Your output group, all right? Select your output group and change to USB audio, okay? Now, your USB audio, in this case, once you select, let's say, 3 now, okay? All you need to do is to come to your AES, your source group, because your source group will be from the stage box. All right, you're picking your sources from the stage box. If there are mics on the local out, you can come to the local out, local in, select it, unlock, and pick channel 3 from the local in. Channel 4, just like that. And then AES, channel 5, just like that, and so on and so forth. Now you have selected all your channels and you have them in good condition. They're going to work and you're going to have them. Now for virtual sound check, what you need to do is to come back to the channel section, all right? And your input channel section on the console, here is highlighted min and you have alt. All you do is switch to alt here, or you come to the setup page, okay? And then audio below here, flip the channels to alt, okay? Now, once you flip the channels to alt, select here and select the channels that you want to assign to your alternate, to your multi-track, okay? So you're going to be doing 2 things at the same time. Now, having selected those channels in this case, all I need to do is to select here and route my alternate input channels on the console to my USB. Okay, so what I do is select 1, select 2, select 3, 4, 5, and so on and so forth. So what that means is, if I want to run the live gig, I can switch to min. But once I want to play virtual sound check, I switch to alt. And once I switch to alt by default, all the channels that is assigned to this alt is going to come out. That have recorded will play out on the channels. Now, there's a beautiful part that you could decide to label your multi-track channels, USB audio. You can label them from source group, all right? Just select the channels, and then you label them as you want. So I could say this is my kick, snare, and so on and so forth. And you have them. So whenever you come back, you already know from your channel arrangement where it has been routed to. And that's basically it. So this is how you route your input and output on the stage box and your USB for multi-track recording. Now, there's a caveat. When you are routing the signal for multi-track recording from the USB, from the stage box or from your source to the USB source to your DAW, there's nothing like link as you have it in the input section, all right? There's nothing like you have stereo, mono. No, there's nothing like that. Everything is a mono channel. It's going to record, and then you can do the linking from your DAW by yourself. I hope this was able to help you, and I hope you gained some things. Drop a message in and let me know, and I'll talk to you next time. Thank you for watching. Hit the like and subscribe, and God bless. Ciao.